Morning, everybody. Super excited to be here for another Money Marketing Monday with Nyala. Today, it's all about your offers. It's all about your offers. We're going to be talking about the limiting belief in service offers that's really holding you back from earning top dollar. I'm also going to talk to you about being able to add more income to your business without working more hours. We're going to be going in really deep. Okay, so let's jump in. Let's not even waste time. Welcome to a Money Marketing Monday with Nyala. My name is Nyala Thorpe. I'm a marketing and income strategist for coaches. And what I do is I help my coaches find and market their unique message so they can consistently sign high-paying clients. All right. My ultimate goal for you guys is that you are able to create the life you deserve and the legacy you truly desire. And I believe that that comes from being able to grow profitable businesses. So that's really what it's all about. All right. Today, I have all my stuff set up. So I'm a little hyped because I really did all of this like 5 minutes ago, and it was actually really easy. All right, so here's what you're going to learn today. First thing, we're going to talk about the limiting belief that's literally giving you an ulcer and how you're going to remedy this now. All right, we're also going to talk about the 5 things that your offer must include if you want your dream clients to desperately want in. And again, this is going to be really important for you guys because a lot of times when clients come and they complain, or I'm talking to prospects on the phone and they're saying, well, people aren't, buying into what I'm talking to. People aren't talking about, people aren't engaging with what I'm putting out there. A lot of times it's because whatever you're putting out there is not resonating with your ideal clients. Okay. Whatever offer you've put together, they don't want it. And that's why they're not responding to it. So this is going to be really important for you. Here's the third thing we're going to talk about today, which is how to create an irresistible offer every time. And it only works if you focus on the 3 things that I'm going to share with you. So I have my offer formula. It's called the lucrative offer formula, and it's 9 steps. Okay. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you the 3 main steps. The only 3 things that you really need to focus on. While all 9 is important, these 3 is what makes or break your offer. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's recap from last week first, since today's training is basically goes on top of what you learned last week. So last week we spoke about, being able to create credibility in your brand. All right. And we spoke about, don't chase clients, chase credibility. And the reason why we spoke about this is because a lot of coaches are out here chasing clients, but their brand is not ready yet. So when people go to your page and they check you out, you're not credible. They don't see you as an authority. They don't see you as the expert in the niche. And people want to work with experts. People want to work with individuals who have proven that they have a process that they can help their ideal clients with. And so that's what we focused on last week, right? And so this week now, it's all about the offer, because once you have credibility, and you can do this simultaneously, right? Hey, Pamela, how you doing? Good morning. So you can do this simultaneously, right? We spoke about, the reason why I feel like it's important to talk about doing this simultaneously is because a lot of service professionals feel that if they do not, if they don't have everything set up yet, they can't go out there and start marketing. All right. But you just have to make sure that while you're building credibility, you're marketing your products and services. So when people come to your pages, they see you as credible and they'll go ahead and take action on the things that you want. You get it? All right. So let's talk about your offer for today. And I'm going to actually get off my screen because as I'm doing this, and I don't know if I'm going to use all these banners and stuff, because when I'm teaching, I like to get in, you know what I mean? And trying to control the screen and everything, I'm like, okay, this is too much. So let's first start with your limiting belief. All right. Many coaches want to be able to increase their income. And the first thing they do when they want to increase their income is they start to create more offers. They start to create more programs. they start putting together, more boot camps and, more courses. If I just create another course and another offer and put it out there, that's going to help me increase my income. And what starts to happen, why I say it's giving you an ulcer, is you start to overwork and you start to go into creation mode. I'm just creating. And with every offer you put out there, you're still not reaching your income goals, right? And so this is the first limiting belief that I feel a lot of coaches have. You don't have to create more to earn more. What you really need to do is structure your business to earn more. All right. Somebody put structure below for me. You do not have to create more to earn more. You have to structure your business to be able to earn more. Okay. And so this is one of the reasons why in our webinar, you guys, I spoke about this webinar last week. I am teaching a webinar on the 22nd. And if you haven't registered for that yet, I highly suggest that you do that, because I can't teach you everything in this training. So that's why we're talking about offers. But what's really important for you to know is how to structure your business. And that's what we're going to be talking about on the webinar. Okay. So it's not about creating more products. It's about structuring your business to be able to earn more. And we're going to touch on it a little bit today, but you're going to get the full scope of this on our webinar. All right. So first, let's talk about the 5 things that make your offer work. Number 1 is your problem, the problem. I want you guys to write that down. Let me put that in here. I said I wouldn't do this, but I want to. So I want to put this in here. So the first thing, number 1, is the problem. There we go. What is the problem that you're solving? What is the problem that you're solving? So many people focus on all the features of their offers. So I am selling a 2-month coaching program, or I am selling a 5-module course. Okay. And they focus on the course, they focus on the coaching program. But what you really need to focus on first, number 1, is what problem you're solving. Right? Because remember, if you're putting stuff out there and you're being consistent and people aren't responding to you, I said to you before, it's probably because you're not speaking to what resonates with them. And what resonates with people is 1, being able to solve problems, or 2, being able to accomplish their greatest desire. So they're either running away from pain or they're running to pleasure. Okay, write that in your notebook. They're either running away from pain or they're running to pleasure. So that means that you need to be able to know the problem that your offer is solving, and you need to focus on that one problem. That brings me to something else that's not even in my notes. Number 1, the 1 is the most important. So I'm going to give you an example. In the Market Your Message program, we help in different ways. So we help with putting together your unique message. We help with creating your signature process. We help with you putting together your offer. These are the things that we do in Market Your Message. And if I was trying to sell it to you and I started talking about all up-team ways, I'll be here forever if I was to tell you all the ways that we help our clients, you'll be confused. You'll be confused. And a confused mind never buys. You wouldn't be able to keep up with everything that I tell you. And so that means that you need to focus on one major problem that you're solving. All right. And so with our program, our one problem that we're solving is we're helping you market your message. One sentence. We are helping you market your message. Once you get in, you realize that there's so many different pieces to being able to market your message. But if I was to focus on all these different pieces while I'm telling you about the offer, you would not want the offer because you wouldn't be able to keep up. Does that make sense? So you need to focus on that one big problem that you are solving. Let's say you are a credit repair specialist. I have a client who's a credit repair specialist. And, with credit, there's so many different problems that your ideal client may be facing. Maybe they're trying to get a home and, they don't have the good enough credit. Maybe they have children that they're getting ready to send to college within the next 3 years. They want to be able to be prepared for that, and they need their credit fixed, right? Maybe they want to be able to get a car, and every time they go to, get a car, they're getting denied. And so that's a problem for them, right? If you were to be talking about all of these things, then you're gonna lose focus. You're gonna lose focus. All right. So you want to focus on what's that one big problem they have, the stress that's really aching them. All right. And I hope that I'm bringing this point across. So number one is problem. Here's number two. All right. I'm going to put this in two. Number two is the promise. Okay. Number two is the promise. So number one is the problem. And number two is the one big promise. What is the promise for your credit repair specialist again? So your client, let's say the big problem that your client has is, I want to pick one that's really good. So the big problem they have is they're not getting approved for a car. They're not getting approved for a car. And for the last year, they've been going to different car dealerships trying to get approved, and it's not working. Well, your program or your package, the big promise can be, if you hire me, I'm going to help you get approved for your car within the next 90 days. Or you're going to drive off the lot within the next 90 days. That's the big promise. One sentence. Not, I'm going to help you buy a home. I'm going to help you get your kids into school. I'm going to help you get that new car. While all of that sounds great, confused minds never buy. All right. Hey, Tawanda, how are you doing? Good morning, darling. Hey, Pamela, thank you for saying structure. I realize that I'm not paying attention to the comments this morning. It's because I'm going in, number one, and also because I'm using a new software this morning. So I'm a little, discombobulated with this software. Okay, so your problem is, again, for the credit specialist, that they're struggling to get approved for a car. And the big promise is, my program is going to help you get approved. It's going to help you drive off the lot within the next 90 days. Do you see how that makes sense? Do you see how that's very clear? Again, guys, a lot of times why people are not responding to you or people are not buying your offers is because they don't understand it. They don't understand it. So, and that's why a lot of you are here. I speak to a lot of you in your messenger, and a lot of you is like, I need to get my message clear where people can understand the value that I bring to the table, and by focusing on one problem and one promise. All right, let's move on to number three. And it's 5 things that I'm going to be giving you today. So number 3 is your process. And I'm not going to stick on this because we stuck on this last week. So if you missed last week training, definitely go watch last week training and then come to this one. All right. So the third thing is your process. People want to know, why am I buying this? How are you going to help me? What does it cost? Why should I take action right now? Why I'm buying this? Because you have this problem. And this is the promise that I'm going to help you with this problem. Well, how are you going to help me with this process? Is this making sense? That's how people think. When they're making buying decisions, that's what they think about. How is this going to help me? How are you going to help me? Through a proven process. Okay. So I'm not going to stick on this again because I said it last week. All right. So Shakita, hey, good morning, darling. So key, stay focused on one problem. Good. All right. So let's move on to number 4. So number 1 is problem. Number 2 is promise. Number 3 is process. Let's move on to is the price. All right. So remember what I said. When people are thinking about making a buying decision, they're like, okay, what is this about? How is this going to help me? What does it cost? Why should I do this right now? You know what I mean? So the price is the next thing that people are thinking about. What is the cost? Now let's talk about this for a minute. A lot of you are not earning top dollar because you're not charging top price. All right. Now, I'm not here to say to you that if you are selling something that you know is $1,000 service, like let's say you're creating graphics for people. Okay. And that's the service you provide. Some of these logos, let's say you're a logo specialist. I'm trying to be really clear with the examples that I use. So let's say you create logos, you're not going to charge $1,000 for a logo. All right. And so that's the type of service that you really wouldn't be able to create a $5,000 package or, you know, $1,000 package because you're doing a one-off logo for somebody, right? And so for someone like you, I'm not talking to you when I say you're not charging top dollar. However, you can structure your business to charge top dollar. We're going to be talking about that on the webinar. I'm not speaking to you. Who I'm speaking to is the person who is selling transformational services. Okay, so you help people in the three main areas, which is relationships, money, and their health. Those are the three things that people pay for: relationships, money, and their health. All right, so you're helping people in this area and you're not charging top prices, which is why you're not making top dollar. And a lot of the reasons why, or one of the main reasons top dollar, is because they don't have their offer in place. They're not confident about their offer. And when you're not confident about your offer, you're not going to charge higher prices, especially if you're anything like me. Because the people who are attracted to me are people who are of high integrity. And you don't want to be charging someone like I just want you guys to give me a 1 below if you resonate with this. Like, you don't want to charge people $5,000 if you're not 100% sure that you could get them the result. So give me a 1 if you agree with that. Because that's how it is for me, right? When I was going into the whole changing, you know, raising my prices phase, that was the one thing that I wanted. I wanted to make sure that I could deliver results. And if I couldn't deliver the result, I didn't feel confident to charge top dollar. So I want you guys to just give me a 1 below if you agree with that, right? And so that's the reason why it's important to focus on putting together an offer that delivers transformation, so that way you can put your offers. Does that make sense? And how do you deliver transformation? By focusing on one problem, right? Focusing on one problem, having one promise, making sure that you are focused on, you know, helping people through a proven process. Those are the things that helps your offer be transformational, so you could charge the right price. All right. Now, I did promise you guys that I would speak about price a little bit today, so I want to talk about it. I can't tell you what to charge for your program unless I was able to speak to you one-on-one and know exactly what you're offering. But what I can tell you is think about what you're saving. So for example, if you're a health coach, you know, you're saving your clients from medical bills. You're saving your clients from having to buy a whole lot of expensive medication. If you are a marriage coach, maybe you're a marriage counselor, relationship coach, and you work with married couples, you're saving them thousands of dollars in divorce. I want you to really think about the value that you bring to the table. Okay, because a lot of you, you're just looking at, and see, this goes back to the limiting belief that I was talking about in the beginning, because you guys are focused on the features, meaning it's only 3 months I'm working with people. It's only a 30-day program. I can't really charge $5,000 for 30 days. What? If you're saving somebody $50,000 for medical bills, you can't charge $5,000 for 30 days. You can if you were looking at the value. I have a client the other day who charged $1,200 to work with someone for 1 day. Most VIP days is about 6 hours. So to work with someone for 6 hours, and you'll probably have a lunch break in between there, $1,200. Why? Because she understands the value that she brings to the table. All right. So I hope that I'm helping you guys in some way by saying this. If you're struggling with charging your worth, open up a piece of paper and start writing down how your program saves for your client. Because then you will see, wow, my stuff is really valuable. And your mindset will start to change. And when you couple that with having an irresistible offer, your confidence will grow. All right. So let's recap. Number 1 is problem. Number 2 is having one big promise. Number 3 is having a process, a proven process. And number 4 is the price. Okay. And so number 5 is my favorite. It's my favorite. And we talked about this again last week, but I'm putting it in anyway. This is my favorite. Hold on. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. All right, here we go. Personality. All right. Number 5 is personality. And so this one is all about the name of your offer, the tagline of your offer, making sure that it fits with your personality, making sure that it resonates with your ideal client's personality. This one is just, really the naming of your offer. All right. Because, that's what's going to attract people first. All right. So, for example, one of my colleagues, Nicole Walters, some of you may know her. She have a program called 1K One Day. Right. That's a very catchy name. When you hear it, it's like, whoa, I can make $1,000 in a day. Right. A lot of people are just seeing your post. They didn't get to talk to you yet. So they didn't get to know you yet. And so by just seeing the name of your program, they're able to know if they want to, they're able to decide if they want to know more. All right. Marie Folio, she has B School, right? So when people hear that, it's like B School. Oh, what's that? Okay, let me check it out and see what that is. All right. So personality is all about naming your offer that's going to attract people to it. Okay. And I have a lot of different strategies. Maybe I'll do a live just on naming, but there are different strategies that you can use to come up with a good name for your program. All right. Okay. So let's go through one more time. The 5 things that you need to make sure you're off to be irresistible to your ideal client. So number 1 is focusing on one problem that you solve. I know that you're amazing. I know that you're an expert. I know that you can solve tons of problems for your clients, but I promise you that if you want to be able to increase your income when it comes to selling out your offers, just focus on the one big problem that they will do anything to solve. Okay. Number 2 is all about your promise. So what is that promise that you are promising your clients? I always say as professional, essentially, you are promising people. You're saying, if you pay me, then I promise you, I'm going to teach you this so you can accomplish whatever it is that you're trying to do. It is not like selling products. All right. So I often compare that when you're selling a product, right? So here's my favorite lipstick. If I'm selling this lipstick, I could talk about how small it is. It can fit right into, my wallet. I can talk about the color, how rich it is, how pigmented it is. I can talk about these type of things because it is a product. But when you're selling a service, you really can't go as deep as selling a product. All right. But so you have to focus on that promise for your service, because that's really what's going to prompt your ideal clients to take action. All right. That's the difference in selling products and selling a service. A service is not tangible. Right. And so for example, a lot of my life coaches, people in the life coaching industry, they always feel like I teach people how to make money. That's why a lot of life coaches, you watch them, pay attention to them. They start off really, really focused on helping people with mindset, helping people with confidence, helping people with, the problems that they have in their life. And then if you look at them in the next 2 years, all of a sudden they're business coaches. You want to know why? Because they haven't figured out, that they haven't figured out how to take their services and how to attach it to those 3 things that I told you people pay for: relationships, money, and health. All right. And so in their head, they feel like I have to start teaching I have to start teaching them to make money, because they haven't figured out how to position their life coaching services with those 3 things: relationships, health, and money. You understand? And why do you think that happens? Because when you're selling a service, it's not tangible. And so if you don't know how to create messaging that shows the transformation that you provide, and you struggle, that's the reason why they always end up teaching people how to make money, because there's that's another limiting belief. That's another limiting belief, right? Because there's this thing that makes people feel like the only way I'm going to make money is by teaching people how to make money. And that's just not true. Just not true. All right. Let me say hello to everyone. Hey, Vanessa. Good morning. Well, don't worry. You can see the replay. It's still going to be here. So it's just not true. So I'm going to stick on this for one more minute because I want to help you the best that I can. I have a client, Andrea. Shout out to Andrea. She's a confidence coach. And so she struggled with this. In the beginning, when she first came to me, she struggled with this, right? And she never wanted to help people wanted to do was more on the life coaching side of things, right? And so she struggled with this. And we had to figure out how could we attach what you do to the three things that people would pay for: money, health, and relationships. And so what we figured out is, first we started with who you want to help. Okay, we went into her story, and I'm kind of giving you guys my system here, but it's all right. So we went into her story, right? And from going into her story, we figured out that she really wanted to help people who have careers, because in her life, and going through her career, she struggled with confidence, and she was able to overcome that. Now she's a top salesperson in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area for her company, right? And she was able to develop confidence through this. And so we said, well, how can we attach this to people who pay for, what are we talking about? Health, relationships, and money. And we figured out those are people who struggle with this confidence, and they struggle with going after their dreams and, going after their goals because of their confidence. And so what we did is we focus now on career professionals, okay? Career professionals who want to develop, who want to activate their confidence so that way they can accomplish their goals, right? And their goal may be to get a better position. Their goal may be to get a raise. Their goal may be to start a business. Whatever that goal is for that particular person, that's their goal. But what she's doing is she's helping them activate their confidence so they can reach their goals. And when we were able to create messaging like that, all of a sudden people started to pay more attention to her messaging. Do you understand? So it's not that you have to and she doesn't have to teach people how to make money. She's teaching people how to activate their confidence. As a matter of fact, she has the confidence activation framework, which is a process we put together. And each step takes people from not having confidence to develop the confidence that they need to accomplish their goals. So you see how it's easy to explain that, and you're able to understand what it is that she sells and who she helps in one sentence. Why? Because we focused on those things: one problem, one promise, and the proven process. Right? So I hope that I'm helping somebody with that one. All right. So let's move on to the third thing, and then I'm going to leave you guys for today. So the third thing that we're going to speak about is how to, let me find it. Here we go. How to create an irresistible offer every time. And it only works if you focus on these three things. So one, and if somebody wants to write it below, you can help me out below and you can write this for everyone. So number one, focus on what you're selling. What are you selling? Okay. So let's talk about this for a minute. Most people focus on the transportation, okay, instead of the transformation. All right. So what does that mean? What I was saying before, we focus on, the features of what we sell. So we sell 5 coaching program, a 3 month coaching program, or a 5 module course. Okay. And that's the transportation. That's the delivery. So I deliver my service with a 3 month coaching program. I deliver my plastic surgery services with 5 appointments in the office. I deliver my personal training service with, 12 personal training sessions. That's the transportation. Okay. Everybody focuses on that instead of the transformation. And what you want to focus on is the transformation, right? But before you can focus on the transformation, you have to know what you're selling. So what are you selling? And this is very simple. With my Market Your Message program, I am selling a 12-month coaching program. Boom, write that down with what sentence. What am I selling? And I want you guys to do it below. Put it in the comments because I want to make sure you guys are taking action. Up here every Monday and be the same people in my inbox struggling with the same problem every year. And it's because you're not taking action. So I want you to tell me below, what is it that you're selling in one sentence? I am selling a 12-month coaching program. I am selling a 3 module course. Okay. I am selling a 2-day summit. Let me know below what you're selling. Okay. Number 2. So number 1 is, what are you selling? Number 2, what are the bonuses? Okay. Remember, I told you there's nine pieces to make an irresistible offer, but I'm giving you the 3 main pieces that, okay. So what are the bonuses that's going to go with your offer. So I'm selling a 12-month coaching program, and here are my 3 bonuses. Okay. All right. Now, I want to let's see what I can say to help you with bonuses. When it comes to bonuses, all right. Maybe I should say this first. For those of you who may be new to me, and for those of you who may be new to what I'm speaking of today, there is a difference between your, okay? There is a difference. Your coaching program is what you're selling, but your offer is how you package it to make it irresistible. Okay, so what you sell may be what you're selling may be 12 personal training sessions, but what can you add to that to make it irresistible? And how can you package it in an offer that's irresistible to your ideal clients? Okay, so there is a difference between your coaching program and your offer. Once you have your coaching program, you have to package it into an offer that's irresistible. See? So there is a difference. All right. All right. So let's talk about bonuses. Bonuses are added to your offer because it makes it more juicy. It makes it more valuable. Right. So like when I was doing hair, I used to own a hair salon. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. And when I was doing hair, they would always teach us in school that the way we add value to our services is by upselling. All right. So that's the reason why when you go into the hairdresser to get your hair done, they'll say, do you want a condition? Do you want to do a deep condition today? Do you need a trim today? By adding offer, you make more money. It's more irresistible. Right. So when you go into the nail salon, they say to you, eyebrow, right? They want to know, do you want to get your eyebrows done today? Because they're adding value to this nail service because they're going to make more money. And that's like a bonus. So I'm going to use an example for the hairdressing because I just know that field. But, let's say what I'm selling, right? Because number one is what are you selling? So what I'm selling is a weave. All right. So a weave service for $150, I'm going to put your weave in, right? But I want to make this irresistible. And I really want you to buy it. I don't want you to think that $150 is too much. I want you to buy it, right? So maybe I'm going to say to you, you're going to get 3 bundles of hair, your weave service, and a deep condition and a trim. And you're going to get this full package for $300. That's not what you're going to do because hair costs a lot. I'm just giving you an example. You're going to get this full package for $300. Would you rather spend $150 to get a weave service, or would you rather spend $300 to have the hair included and get a deep condition and trim? What you going to do? You're going to spend the $300. Why? Because it's more valuable. Am I making sense here, guys? Okay, let me see. Okay. Am I making sense to you guys? All right. So the reason why you package everything up and you add these bonuses is because you want it to be more valuable. All right. For your ideal clients. And when it's valuable, they are going to buy. Here's the second tip that I could give you when it comes to bonuses for you coaches. Make sure that your bonus matches whatever that offer is that you have. A lot of times people pick bonuses that have nothing to do with your offer, and it doesn't make sense. You have to be able to explain the bonus. You understand? So for example, let's say you are selling a coaching program helping people generate leads, right? Your problem is that your ideal clients is facing is they're not getting enough leads. The promise for your program is I'm going to help you get your first 1,000 leads in 30 days. That's the big promise for your program. All right. And so now that's a big promise. I could put a price to that, right? What you're selling is a, 30-day program. And the bonus could be, I'm going to give you a freebie template, right? Because so that way you don't have to create your freebie from scratch. You could just take your information, put it in the template, and boom, ready to go. Another bonus could be, I'm going to give you the lead page. All you have to do is change out the colors, change out the words, boom, you're ready to start collecting leads. Those are bonuses that makes your coaching program more valuable, because I'm not only getting coaching, I'm not only going to get the 1,000 leads, but I don't even have to create the freebie. It makes it easier to create the freebie, and I can get the page done quicker. Oh yeah, this is an offer. This is an offer that I can't refuse. And see, that's how you want to start putting together your offer. So that way people are like, man, I have, like, this is a no-brainer. Why do you think that people, when you go into Macy's, for example, you go on that rack and you see those spending way more money on the sales rack than you would have if you didn't go to the sales rack? Why? Because it's no-brainers. When you see those shirts that you could have paid $78 for, but you're getting it for $12, it's like, it's a no-brainer. You understand? And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that your offers are no-brainers for your ideal clients. Okay, let's speed this up. The last one. So number one, what are you selling? Number two, what are the bonuses? Number three, what is the limitation? This is what's going to get people to take action. What is the limitation? Write this down in your notebook. Limitation is either scarcity or urgency. Scarcity or urgency. Okay, so let's talk about scarcity. Scarcity is basically, an example of scarcity is I only have 10 spots open for my program. Okay, and so instead of you everybody could join, I only have space to work with 10 people who are ready. Okay, or let's say what you are selling is, the beauty package that I gave you, the example. We're only doing this for 5 customers this week. That's scarcity. I only have 15 books left. That's scarcity. Okay, those are examples of scarcity. Let me give you an example of urgency. You only have 24 hours to get this offer. That's an example of urgency. When you tell someone you only have, like on one of my freebies, the Market Your Message workbook, we sell a tripwire on the thank you page, and we give our people 24 hours to get a product that's usually $497 for $17. And they have 24 hours to get that. Get it now. I was telling a client the other day, the reason why, matter of fact, I think it was yesterday on our accountability session, I was telling my clients that, you have to create urgency so people could take action now. Because if it's always open to whoever and to an infinite amount of people, then there's nothing psychologically making me take action right now. And what did I say to you in the beginning? When it comes to offers, people want to know what is it? How is it going to help me? Okay. Why do I need this right now? Right? What is it? How is it going to help me? How are you going to help me? And why do I need this right now? Well, the limitation helps them make the decision of why they need it right now. So you have to make sure that you add some sort of scarcity and or urgency to your offers. Okay. So a lot of people, I see them putting every day. You're like putting out your social media posts and you're like, book an appointment. If you're always open, then I don't have to book. If you say to me, you only have 3 appointment slots this week, it automatically changed mentally. That messaging right there automatically makes me say, wow, she only has 3 spots. You know what? I think I need to get this spot right now. Is this making sense for you guys? So you got to make sure that you position what you're doing to make people take action right now. Okay. Now, I really hope that this was valuable. We're going to recap in a minute. I want to just make sure that you get everything. Last week, we spoke about credibility, because before you start chasing clients, you have to establish credibility. If you did not go watch that, make sure that you go and watch that in the video section in this group. Okay. We do not take these trainings away. So you can always go and binge watch the trainings. All right. So the first thing is to make sure that you establish credibility. The second thing is to make sure that you have an irresistible offer that people are going to want. Okay. And so that's what we spoke about today. What makes an offer? Having one problem, one promise, having a proven process, having a great price, an irresistible price. Okay. and making sure that you add some personality to your offer. All right. How do you add personality? By how you name your offer. So it's really important to put some thought into the name of your offer, because that's the first thing that people see. And that's why messaging is so popular and so important for a lot of entrepreneurs, is because they're out there marketing and they start to realize that the reason why people aren't paying attention is because I'm not speaking, I'm not putting stuff out there, the messaging to get people to pay attention. And your name of your offer is really important. That's what's going to get people to take notice. And then what else did we talk about today? We talked about the limiting belief. So a lot of you feel like, you know, the only way I'm going to create more programs, and all that's doing is putting you in overwhelm and overwork. You don't want to create more programs. You want to restructure your business to make more money. Spoke about the limiting belief. And then the third thing we spoke about is the 3 must-haves that make your offer irresistible. So number 1, being clear on what you're selling. How are you going to be clear? By the 5 things that I told you. Okay. So being clear on what you're selling. Number 2, what are your bonuses? Why do we need bonuses? Because it makes the offer irresistible. It makes the offer more valuable, right? So a lot of service professionals, the first thing they want to do is take money off of their prices. Never reduce your prices. Always add value. Somebody write that below. Never reduce your prices. Always add value. Okay, so don't give discounts, give value. And how do you do that? By adding bonuses. And then last but not least, what are your limitations? So what's the scarcity and what's the urgency that's going to make people take action right now? So thank you for showing up, and I'll speak to you guys soon.